straight people of Reddit, what's the most homosexual situation you've found yourself in? Australian all-boys school. Pretty dang good at playing gay chicken. Rooster. Name it. There was one time my friend and I were side staged during a production of West Side Story. During the scene where Tony and Maria meet for the first time, he and I turn to each other and start mouthing their lines. Then the dialogue ends and they're meant to kiss. Sure enough, we both leaned in slowly. I wasn't backing down. I want to see how far this can go. By this point, most people side stage and even on stage have noticed. Extras, thankfully, and are trying as hard as they can not to lose their crap and break character. I'm pretty sure I would have gone all the way had he not gone for an Eskimo kiss. Nose on nose. I think he knows I would have, given he saw me kiss another guy at an 18th. It was a joint production with the nearby girls' school, so we were the only gay boys. This is my roommate's story, not mine, but it's too dang funny not to tell. He heads down to Atlantic City for the weekend with some friends, hoping to just hang out, gamble, and drink. Along with him are two guys he's good friends with, works with. Guy A is openly gay and in a committed relationship. Guy B is straight and single. As the first night goes on, they all get progressively drunker and are actually winning a lot of money at the tables. Guy A goes up to his room to call his boyfriend, leaving my friend alone with Guy B. Guy B starts sobbing the minute Guy A leaves the room, wailing to my roommate that he's gay and has secretly been in love with Guy A since the moment he first met him. We're talking ugly crying, the kind where everyone in the room ignores you because it's too hard to watch. So my roommate, unable to deal with this emotional outburst, starts chugging drinks hoping it'll help. Guy A comes back from the room hysterically crying because his boyfriend broke up with him over the phone. So now both men are crying on opposite sides of the room because they are ashamed to have the other see them crying. Meanwhile they keep crying to my roommate, as he's the neutral third party. Eventually Guy B figures out Guy A is now single and makes his move. He drags my roommate with him as support and confronts Guy A. He admits his love and asks him if they can be together. Guy A rejects him and they both cry with renewed intensity. They all continue to drink and both Guy A and Guy B get so drunk and depressed they desperately ask my roommate if he would have sex with them because he's such a nice guy. My roommate, a straight man, politely declines and puts them both to bed. He spends the rest of the night getting hammered to forget what happened. He loses all of his money, and they all drove home the next morning hungover, broke, and awkward. That was an event from start to finish. I got job to act in an ad for Big Ice Company. I was dressed in full yellow outfit, even socks, and put on yellow sunglasses. I wouldn't mind that, but then the director told me to lay on the floor, green screen, in some sexy footballer way and gave me a banana to eat it in one really slow and sexual way. Right when I finished recording the scene, other actors told me that this was gayest thing they ever witnessed. So yay, I am now known as a yellow guy eating the banana on TV ad, which is kinda popular at the moment. Was sharing a bed with a friend while on a university networking trip. Middle of the night he grabs my waist from behind. I wake up and try to squirm away. He is stronger than me and I can't break free. I'm his unwilling little spoon. I finally pry his hands off and fall off the far side of the bed. I stand up and look at him and it starts to make sense. He has now grabbed all the blankets and is hugging them against his body and mumbling. He's just doing weird crap in his sleep. Waited till he chilled out and then wrestled some blankets back and went back to sleep. No big deal, but in the moment I felt like I was about to lose my anal virginity. The good old go for it, and if it doesn't work, pretend to be a sleep trick. During a barracks check for drugs, the room across from me was pretty much kicked into. I got to witness my CO's face as he saw two dudes going at it like the end of the world. I think some of my hearing loss can be attributed to how loud the CO screamed. What in the freaking heck are you doing? There was a lot of gay chicken in the military, but that time left the most vivid image. I think at a point it's not gay chicken anymore, it's just gay. Okay, backstory. Have a friend named Adam. We all knew Adam was gay before he came out. So, Adam comes out and we are all like done. So, Adam wants to go to a gay bar. but is completely anxious about it. Not anyone in Adam's friend group have been to a gay bar either. I have a friend Lori who is also gay. Lori and Adam don't know each other, so I introduce them and the three of us wind up heading to a club called Pegasus. I am there as designated driver and an escape route should Adam decide he has to leave. So, I am basically hanging out at the bar, talking to the bartenders. After we get through the "yeah you're straight" and being vouched for by Lori to the lesbians that I wasn't trolling for a three-way, I'm having a decent time. Except there is one guy, aggressive as all heck, wouldn't leave me alone. Like, I totally get why women get freaked out in these situations. I'm a big dude, and I was getting a little freaked out. More pee off. But, so anyway, this dude is not letting up. I go from no thanks to go the frick away or I will punch your teeth in. Guy leaves. Anyway, a couple of people have found out why I was there and think it's great. Free drinks, non-alcohol, for me from plenty of people. Then Mr. Aggressive comes back and apologized and hands me a drink. Before I can take a sip, this giant black woman of a transvestite grabs the drink and dumps it out on the floor and grabs the dude and tells the bartender she saw Mr. Aggressive spike my drink. Bouncers show up. Guy is tossed onto the street. I thank the lady and offer to buy her a drink. Sugar, I'd rather have a dance, was her response. So, what the heck? We danced for a bit. Hands off. She was a perfect gentleman. Shortly after, Adam decided it was time to go, so we rounded up Lori and headed out. Chloe, wherever you are, thanks again. I'm gay, but I went out with a group of friends once that included a straight guy. He ended the night at a gay club throwing up in a doorless bathroom stall with an unfamiliar drag queen holding his glasses and patting his back. So that would probably be his answer. AWW, you can always count on a queen to have your back. I kissed a dude in a hot tub. He was my buddy and he's gay and everyone said I wouldn't. Well, I showed them. Edit. Greerbert. One of my top comments is this. Go on. Aimed at me. A dude at a party asked if he could suck my dong. I said no. He walked off. Just in general, I worked at my uncle's gay bar for a few months. It was awesome. Let me preface. I am a straight male. I was dating a stripper, a female. I decided I wanted to try stripping. We did the research. The only way to make money is to dance for dudes. I call my gay friend. He finds out the best place within driving distance. I check the website. That Wednesday is amateur night, a contest with $300 for first place. I get my gay friend to take me down there. We walk in. There are dongs everywhere. On the bar are 3 naked men with dongs out in your face. Around the room are about 12 naked dancers and gay pee on every TV. Right now I am in shock. So we just stand around for a while. I had come to scope it out. Next month. Contest. They announce the contest and ask all participants to go backstage. I didn't go. Then about 10 dudes surround me. They're like, aren't you doing the contest? We've been excited to see you. They basically push me into the prep room. No, here is where it gets gay. The prep room is 7 guys getting ready for the contest. I am number 8. 5 guys are naked near me and all jerking off. 2 guys are blowing each other back and forth, trying to get hard for the contest. I am not interested in getting hard. Then it's my turn. I go out and they play a song and I get naked and dance. There is a line of people with dollars to give me. My friend comes up and tips me. I win the contest. Made $460 in under an hour. Also took the job when they offered. Eventually I was jerking off before sets in that same room, near gay men who also were jerking off. Here is where it gets gay. It sounded pretty gay before that, TBH. My old roommate used to try to pull me into having a threesome with her and her boyfriend, but I was not attracted to either of them, so I would decline. Some days she would trick me into going into a bedroom, saying she needs help with homework, and then lock the door and start undressing. But the weirdest was when I was doing work in my room and she walked in and laid on my bed naked without even saying a word, just spread eagle. It was too awkward for me. I just walked out of the room and later I cleaned my sheets. One time I was really tired and frisky, drifting to sleep. I thought about how it would be nice to get a BJ. Then I thought about how good I would be at giving a BJ because I know exactly what I'd want. Then I thought about what I'd do if I was giving a BJ. It sort of turned me on. It was weird. Then I fell asleep and it's never happened again. Tonight's a new night. Who knows what adventures await? In high school, my friend group had an unofficial game. The point was to try and embarrass someone by making the most uncomfortable situations possible. If they played along, you lost. If they cracked, you won. Admitting it's a game is an instant loss. Being high school boys, gay stuff was the go-to to make someone uncomfortable. We were always trying to top each other. Phrasing. Boom. A big party was happening, and when I showed up, I was greeted at the gate by a midget. He tore his clothes off, party boy style, revealing a red G-string, and yelled "Let's party." Knowing my friends, I assumed a gay midget stripper was their attempt at kicking it up a notch, so of course I can't lose. Danced provocatively with the little stripper, swung my shirt over my head, the whole nine. Turns out, my friends weren't even there yet, and no one else had any clue about our game. As far as they knew, I walked in, saw a male stripper, and got really excited. I was 14 at the time, and I was right beside my little brother, called him. He turned to look at me right as I was licking my upper lip, because it was really dry, and it's sorta a habit. My tongue touched his tongue since he held his tongue out too. Not sure why though. We chose to never speak of it again. Not really a homosexual situation, but one of my ex's best friend was gay and he would hit on me a lot. He would tell me like, if you ever get bored of your GF, come see me and I'll give you the ride of your life. A friend and I were shopping at Home Goods. We're both dudes. We both had a few things in our hands and each of us picked up a candle with our free hand to smell. I thought mine smelled pleasant and he though his did as well. We proceeded to cross arms, beer drinking style, and smell each other's candle face to face while making eye contact. We both acknowledged what happened and mentioned nothing of it. I hang out with a group of friends that like to slap friends' asses. When I first joined then I was like, dang, you all are gay as heck. Then 2 years later I found myself slapping their asses as hard as I could for shoots and giggles. I bit this dude butt once or twice. So usually in school as a joke when me and my friend see each other we'll say something really dumb like hey dad or hey son. But in this situation me and my friend both turned the corner at the same time and called each other honey. It was freaking hilarious but also really freaking gay. But no homo. So there's this guy that used to come over a lot after I met him. Call him Sean. Sean was the type that woke me up at 7 AM by whipping the coffee maker with a towel to turn it on. One time he woke me up out of a dead sleep because he sleepwalked right into my room and crashed into my closet thinking it was the bathroom, fell backwards flat on his back and proceeded to pee himself on my floor. A few hours later and it's all, why am I naked? So one time I come home and Sean is in my room on my computer with absolutely nothing on besides a bright green sock dangling from his dong with the words "send nudes" written on it. Now, normally I get grumpy when people are in my room using my crap, but we did a lot of drugs together so the boundaries were kinda thin. Instead, I was so awestruck at the lengths this guy went that I decided to sit behind him on my bed and join him in trolling people on chat roulette. By the end of this session there had to be at least half a dozen of my friends all gathered around a naked guy with a sock on his junk. I won't tell you if the balls touched. A bright green sock dangling from his dong with the words "send nudes" written on it. Life goals. Not going to lie, communal showers during high school sports seems pretty dang gay in hindsight. Just a big, open room, with like 20 shower heads on the wall, and a bunch of 15-18-year-olds running around naked. You should try boot camp. Way worse. However, when you do it every day you get desensitized to it and no one thinks of it as gay unless you're just confused about life. Was in a full hotel elevator that had a wall mirror with a close buddy of mine after night swimming, when he looks at me in the mirror and asked, "Who's that good looking guy?" To which I replied, "Standing next to me AWW. Then he looks one dude dead in the eyes and deadpan says, "That's my boyfriend." We're both straight as heck, but things like this happen a lot. I'll repost this from last month when someone asked the exact same question. When I was in high school, late 90s, the internet was a very different place. It wasn't uncommon to find a person didn't have internet access. Many of those who did had AOL, or at least AIM. Anyway, I had been corresponding with this guy roughly my age who went to school one town over from my own. roughly a 15-minute drive. Eventually we decide to meet up. Without getting too specific, I'll say that we met because we had a mutual interest in a particular fetish. So we would swap pee we found, when one had to do some hunting for freebies, and talk about how hot the women in the pics were, etc. So I'm fully expecting to get there and have it turn out to be a pervy old guy who is going to try to throw me into his van. We met at a highly public place to avoid such an issue. Sure enough, we are both exactly who we said we were. In retrospect, I'm not so sure why I didn't see this coming. I mean, two straight guys hanging out talking about a thing that women do that gets them off? Already, this was shaping up to be pretty gay. After hanging out 2 or 3 times, we are chilling at his house lounging by the pool and he asks if he can blow me. Now, I'm not gay. I'm not even a little attracted to guys. But I felt a bit awkward and I didn't really want to make him feel bad. Besides, maybe I was gay and I just didn't realize it. So I told him sure because I figured that having a guy blow me would probably help me discern if I was gay. He did. I'm not. Grew up in a conservative, predominantly Catholic, and altogether macho type of town. So the whole thing had me pretty confused for a while. Was I gay? Was I bi? Even though I wasn't attracted to dudes, did having one blow me initiate me into gayness? Then I got out of my town, saw the world, met new people and realized that it really wasn't that big of a deal and I wasn't forever marked, scarred, damned, etc. Just a confused kid who experimented with the thing. That dude, interestingly, is also married to a woman and has a few kids. As a gay man who was out from about age 15, I can tell you that I'm fairly certain I've sucked more straight dongs than gay. I don't think this is homosexual, but dildo fricking myself in the butt while in my girlfriend's bathroom. She was asleep in the next room. It's not gay if you were thinking of a girl. I had a guy friend kiss me while drunk. He was straight too. He just believed that everyone should love everyone. This was one of my last memories of him as he passed a short while after in a car accident. I'm sorry for your loss, bro. So one day my friends asked me if I would be interested in seeing a live performance of Rocky Horror Picture Show. I had seen the movie once or twice, so I knew it would be fun and agreed. Lo and behold, Halloween comes around and we leave for the show. Once arriving, the man who shows us to our seats is a little flamboyant, but I don't think anything of it. Then our waiter comes along and is super nice but also acts slightly feminine, if you will. I turn and make a comment to my friend and he responds, "Dude, this is a gay bar. It is Rocky Horror. What did you expect? I had never been to a gay bar, so I figured this was going to be an interesting experience for me." The light dim, the show begins, and I also discover that there are certain things you are supposed to do along with the show. If you don't know, people traditionally shout at certain points in the show, dance along to one of the songs, interact with the actors, actresses, etc. Suddenly the point in the show comes along where Rocky is supposed to come on stage. Now Rocky is a character with few no lines and wears nothing but a golden speedo. I guess it is a thing for the actors to randomly select a member of the audience to play Rocky. So I'm sitting there sipping my beer and suddenly a spotlight lands on me. Next thing I know, the crowd is cheering. I'm surrounded by actors, and they are dragging me onto the stage. I'm brought 3 shots of tequila and actors start removing my clothes. Suddenly I find myself in my underwear in front of a crowd of people at a gay bar while they cheer as I do my best to flex my scrawny limbs. I'm paraded around the stage for about 20 minutes trying to keep up. A transvestite in the show caresses my thighs, smacks my butt, and strokes my arms. Finally it comes to the point that I'm allowed to return to my seat, but not before I'm sat on a stool and the transvestite looms over me. They look me deep in the eyes. They take a deep breath and say, "Are you a little straight boy or a little gay boy?" The crowd sits at the edge of their seats. Terror grips my mostly naked body. In a shaky voice I respond, "A little straight boy." A few members in the crowd boo. But finally I'm allowed to be led off the stage and return to my seat. In hindsight, this was probably my fault for not actually being aware that all this stuff is pretty normal at a live showing of Rocky Horror, but whatever. TLDR, an enjoyable outing with friends results in me being paraded semi-naked on the stage of a gay bar. As a gay guy, if a guy got up and did all that before revealing he was straight, I would cheer harder, not boo. I hope you had fun. My friends like to take their dongs out at random times to pee me off, or I'll just be in my room and see their dongs on something because they have a very gay sense of humor. Elle was laying on my bed as Elle looked up and almost straight out of a gay porno 2 of them were approaching my bed with their dongs out. Fighting for dear straightness, Elle was using my feet to keep them back, until Elle finally kicked one of them in the nuts. I'm not sure this counts as a gay sense of humor. I pretended to be gay for half a year cause the cheapest off-campus housing I could find was an LGBT safe house. The landlord was a bit nuts but the other tenants were all my friends and were in on the situation. It gets better though. There was another straight person there who was also pretending to be gay for the landlord. We had pretty bad crushes on each other for a while before and we ended up dating while also still pretending to be gay in an LGBT safe house. I mean the B in LGBT stands for B. Just should have stuck with that. Going to a wedding. I was best man. The groom had asked everyone with a car to bring some carless guests to the wedding. I was assigned 2 guys. I picked them up from their home and all was fine. We drive off carefully and the guys are very quiet. Polite but not saying much. As we drive I'm hearing various mutterings between the passengers. Plus I notice they keep staring at people going past. At men, but not at girls that I have been checking out. After maybe half an hour of not much talking I hear one whisper to the other, "Oh, look at that one," when some muscly dude goes past. I decide to break the ice. "So you like that one, huh?" There's a moment of silence and the whisperer looks dismayed. Meanwhile his partner starts giggling uncontrollably. Not laughing, giggling. They ask me if I was told they were gay and I say no but I don't mind. This was in the 90s and people weren't as open about it. After that we were talking like old friends. And after the wedding finished I drove them home as well. They invited me upstairs for a drink but I said no. I had to get home. One more story, but this one you might not believe. I was going to a work party and had no transport, so Roz had volunteered to drive me to the party. We got on fine but there was a rumor around work that she had a girlfriend, not a boyfriend. Anyway, after 30 minutes or so I got bored and asked if I could play some music. She said yes. I was going to turn on the radio but noticed she had a CD player so I clicked play. A little music, then a woman started singing. Oh, life was much better when I was queer. Didn't worry about birth control. Didn't have to buy beer. I looked at Roz and she said can you not mention this at work? So I didn't. A few years later on at yet another party I actually got to meet her girlfriend, and she was pretty nice. You're a good guy. 2 occasions. Was in a bar and a drunk gay kept feeling me up. Bisexual guy stroked my beard in a nightclub and said he could turn me 105% straight over here. I don't care if you are fishing in the other lake, but you're using the wrong bait. I once had to install some speakers in a gay bar. Health and safety policy dictated that I had to wear a hard hat and a high-vis jacket. The bar staff sang YMCA while I worked. I was at Thailand during Songkran Water Festival, and I was sitting at bar shirtless like most of the guys, cause we were all wet. At opposite table were sitting bunch of Thai guys, obviously gays, and one was looking at me all the time. I'm 100% hetero, and also I do not think Asian guys are that attractive. But this guy looked like Greek god. 6-pack, 6 foot, supermodel face. Not boyish but manly. I think all girls and half of the guys at bar were looking at him. He was that freaking hot. And then he came to me and asked me if he can buy me a beer. I politely declined, saying I already have one. Then he asked if he can kiss me. I started laughing and said again I'm not a gay so thanks. But also told him that if I was, I would not hesitate a second. We laughed. I asked if he is famous model or something. He said kind of but didn't say more. He continued to flirt hard and tried to convince me, but after I reassured him it's not gonna happen, he finally left. Little sad. Till today I do not understand how such 11/10 guy could approach me. Funniest thing is, I have never been approached by girl looking that good as that guy. Not even close. So the hottest person ever hitting on me was gay. Hey, if an 11/10 gay guy approached you, you probably have a shot with some pretty nice looking girls. It's just more straightforward getting the attention of guys, especially gay ones. Taking a shot of rum out of another man's butt crack using nothing but my mouth. To be fair, it was like the 23rd shot he'd taken, the first from his butt mind you. I got gifted a pair of PJ pants that were about 5 sizes too big. I showed my roommate and girlfriend at the time and said I bet I could fit 2 of me in here. Girlfriend said we should try. We fit 2 of us in there. I was big spoon. I was in a bar to interview guys about social issues and suddenly I found myself in the back room getting sucked off by some muscle guy. I decided to do my master's thesis on the subject and had to go back often for that reason. Straight. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Bye for now.